Ever since the 1989 earthquake, seismic retrofitting has been completed on every state bridge, all except for one, the Golden Gate. So how much of it is vulnerable in a natural disaster? Tonight, Jeffrey Schaub with a story you'll only see on KPIX 5.
The 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, San Francisco's famed Marina District in flames. Interstate 880 flattens. 42 people lose their lives, and a large section of the Bay Bridge collapses. I'm on the Carquinez Bridge, which opened up 14 years ago, built to withstand a major earthquake. Unlike many of the older bridges around the Bay Area that had to be retrofitted and were retrofitted more than 20 years ago. With one exception, the Golden Gate Bridge.
We have not yet finished all the retrofit work at the Golden Gate Bridge.
You heard him correctly. In the nearly 3 decades since Loma Prieta wreaked havoc in the Bay Area, only a portion of the retrofit work on the Golden Gate Bridge has been completed.
And I can't go into this.
Bridge District General Manager Dennis Mulligan.
As we're going through this journey of retrofitting the bridge, September 11th happened. So we paused and we revisited our retrofit strategies.
9/11 was 16 years ago. In that time, both the southern and northern approaches and anchorages have been secured. But the main section, the most important section, the entire 4,200-foot length of the suspension span, including both towers, has not been strengthened. Mulligan says part of the delay, engineers had to custom design these massive dampers or shock absorbers to help the bridge withstand a major quake.
We've gone through and we retrofit the most vulnerable parts of the bridge first. So today, if you're on the bridge in the mother of all earthquakes, you'll be safe.
But here is the shocker. If a major earthquake were to happen well into the next decade, the Golden Gate Bridge could be shut down for months or even years until the final phase of the retrofit work is complete.
We may have to close the bridge to traffic. If it was a nearby big earthquake, we would. And there would have to be a significant amount of work that would take place.
On a project that hasn't even begun yet. So what about the other 7 Bay Area bridges?
Every other state bridge has been seismically retrofitted and completed. I mean, we spent $1 billion on the Richmond-Santa Fe Bridge to seismically retrofit one structure.
Randy Rentschler is with the Metropolitan Transportation Commission.
Look, I think it's fair to say if the state owned that bridge, it would be done.
And even if the Bridge District wanted to start the work tomorrow, it doesn't have the $600 million to do it. The bridge is managed by a standalone organization and it can't count on the state or federal government to step in and help. So we decided to come to Sacramento to get reaction to our story from state leaders. But like a hot potato, nobody wanted to touch it. Instead, the governor's office and the state secretary of transportation issued a joint statement to KPIX 5. It reads in part, "At this point, it would be inappropriate for us to offer comment on your story. We would defer to the Golden Gate Bridge and Highway District." The state may not want to comment, but the work won't get done without their money. Do you have the money?
We're working to assemble the funding as we speak.
Back at the MTC, Rentschler says that could be a Hail Mary pass.
The amount of money lying around in Sacramento and Washington, D.C., isn't that easy to get to. So when you're talking about trying to raise $600 million, it's going to be hard.
Jeffrey Schaub, KPIX 5.